All right, I've got one more short one for you about mineral streak and how do we test for that. And this is on the slide that has the letter E on it and it says streak. And streak is basically the color of a finely crushed residue of the mineral. So if I pulverize it down to almost like a dust, it's, well, what color is that? And that's kind of cool because there's some minerals that don't really show the same streak color as they are on the outside. So that's very helpful in identifying certain minerals. So what I will do is demonstrate, and here's the deal with when a mineral has a very obvious streak color, that's you know we know that. So if you see a streak that is like a red-brown streak, like we're about to do, you will see that that is kind of unique, and that may mean it's an actual certain mineral that you can identify right away just by knowing what the streak color is. So we have something called the streak test, which for me, I use, these are little tiles. You can actually buy these at Home Depot, just a porcelain white tile. And you know, with the white background, it's easy to see whatever color streak you get. So this is hematite, and on the outside, you kind of see it's a dull reddish brown color. This tends to make a similar colored red-brown streak, but you will find that that was one of the very few minerals that do leave a reddish-brown streak like that, and that's just like a powder. When I brush it, you can see almost that hazy reddish-orange or reddish-brown orange color. That's due to the streak of this mineral, and that's fairly unique. So if I see that color of a streak, I'm probably dealing with hematite, which is that. And so another one would be one of my favorites. This is malachite. This one actually streaks similar to the outside color. Just give it a couple swipes there. And you can see now that I've done that, there's like a green color on the outside. I'm going to try that again right here, a little darker. And you can sort of see that green fuzzy stuff. That's the dust of this mineral. So that there are a couple that really come out to be very similar. One that doesn't come out to be the similar color to its outside color as this guy. We talked about this before. This is pyrite, but it's a rather ugly, dull sample of it. The shiny pyrite, you would never expect to do this, but there's a Z I made there. This one is going to be a kind of a yellow-brown color, and it won't be shiny in any way. It's just dust, so you won't see that shine. But that, when you think about a sample like this, you wouldn't expect it to leave a brown streak necessarily, but it does. So that's pyrite. Sometimes minerals don't leave a streak. Sometimes they do, but it's like a white powder, and that's not as helpful. One that doesn't at all, this is a sample of quartz again. When you do this, you just see a whole lot of nothing. It's either, so we would say there's no streak or maybe white if you're lucky enough to see any white powder on there. That's not usual because quartz is so hard that it actually doesn't break or pulverize very easily. So that would be no streak. Now gypsum might leave a kind of a residue of gray or white powder on there, but that's not as helpful. One of my favorite streak colors though is from this. This is actually graphite, and it's a mineral, and hopefully you remember where you find graphite on a day-to-day basis, which is in basically your pencil. And so you can actually literally use this mineral to write, and that is because graphite, not only does it have a very obvious streak color, which is a gray color, but it's so soft that it actually can rub off and pulverize that mineral just by being rubbed on paper like this, because it's just, graphite is inherently extremely soft. So if I go like this with my fingernail, you're going to see, well, not much. There. See how I have a silver nail now? That's because the streak color, or the hardness of graphite is actually less than 2.5, less than my fingernail, and it is going to make it break off pretty easily. So that's why you can get this nice obvious streak color with graphite. So that's it. So if you do get a streak color that's discernible from observation, then it's probably a real dead giveaway for that mineral.